Welcome back to GeckoTech. As an authorized Apple product reseller, we would like to share with you 13 key aspects to match up when you're making the decision between Apple and Android. Apple and Android are two of the most popular mobile operating systems available today. Both offer unique features and advantages, and choosing between them ultimately depends on personal preferences and needs. This week we wanted to focus on how you should go about deciding between iPhone and Android. The comparison is a never-ending debate on which one is best. It will likely never have a real winner, but here is some food for thought to help you on your journey. If you want to make a logical choice between an iPhone and an Android phone, based on the technical specs, we have to start by saying there is no one right answer. Apple's iOS is known for its user-friendly interface, polished design, and tight integration with Apple's ecosystem of products and services. It's also known for its strong emphasis on privacy and security, with features like Touch ID and Face ID, as well as its closed app ecosystem, which helps to prevent malware and other security threats. Android, on the other hand, is known for its flexibility and customization options, as well as its wide range of devices at various price points. Android offers an open app ecosystem, which allows users to download and use apps from a variety of sources. Additionally, Android devices often offer features not available on Apple devices, such as expandable storage, headphone jacks, and removable batteries. That said, here's how Apple and Android phones match up on 13 key aspects of the smartphone experience. 1. Ease of use. People love to say Apple products just work. It's certainly true that the iOS interface is easy to use. But so is the Android interface. Frankly, if you can use one, you won't have trouble using the other. The key difference is control. Android smartphones give you much more control over your phone and its applications than Apple phones do. 2. Fit, finish, and price. iPhones are beautiful. By controlling every step of the manufacturing process, Apple makes sure iPhones have great fit and finish. But so do the top Android phone manufacturers. That said, some Android phones out there are just plain ugly. Part of the reason for this is that Apple makes nothing but luxury phones. There will never be a cheap iPhone. If you don't want to pay top dollar for an iPhone, your only choice is to get a used one. 3. Closed versus open systems. The iPhone remains as proprietary as ever. If you don't want anything in your pocket that you can't buy from Apple, fine. But keep in mind that you will always and forever be locked into the Apple software ecosystem as long as you own an iPhone. So, when Apple fights with Epic, makers of the popular Fortnite game, over how to pay for the game, your ability to buy or play that game is sharply limited. Android is open-source software. It's also far more accepting of alternative applications. 4. AI and voice assistants. When it comes to Google Assistant versus Siri, there's no question of the winner, Google Assistant by a country mile. Google Assistant is more than an excellent voice interface for Google Search. If you use Google applications, such as Google Calendar and Google Maps, Google Assistant can make life simpler. Say you're meeting someone for lunch downtown and traffic is awful. Google Assistant will work out that you need to leave early to make your appointment, and it will notify you beforehand. That is cool. Siri may have been first to market, but it's still pretty basic. It's fine for answering questions, but it's not really that much of an artificially intelligent assistant. 5. Timely updates. When it comes to software updates, on the other hand, that's an area where Apple beats Android hands down. When Apple releases a new update or patch, all phones, those that are still supported anyway, get it. With Android phones, it's a matter of praying and hoping for the best. That's because, unlike with the iPhone, where every detail is under Apple's control, Google supplies the base operating system and some bundled programs, and it's up to the phone manufacturer to deliver the upgrades and patches. With high-end phones, chances are good that you'll get the patches in a timely fashion. But with many of the other Android smartphones, odds are you'll never even see a security patch. 6. Security. When it comes to security, it's not so much that Android has problems, it's that Google is more lax than Apple about what applications it allows into its App Store. The best way to keep malware off your Android gadget is to only get apps from the Google Play Store. Even so, Google reports that 0.16% of all apps contain malware. If you're an iPhone user, don't get too cocky, though. There is iPhone malware out there just waiting for an overconfident user to download. Generally speaking, iPhones are inherently more secure. 7. Peripherals. I don't know about you, but I tend to connect my phones to other gear. Here, Android has the advantage. All Android devices use standard USB ports, so there are many gadgets you can connect to your phone. With iPhones, you need something that will connect with its proprietary Lightning port. Another Android advantage is that USB cables and devices are cheaper than their Lightning port cousins. 8. Battery life and charging. Battery life is hard to judge because Android phone models are so different from one another. In my experience, largely with Samsung, Google, and Motorola phones, Android phones don't need to be recharged as often as iPhones. Your charging may vary, so let's call this a draw, depending on the phone in hand and how you use it. 9. Cloud integration. Apple's iCloud continues to be an enormous pain for most. Android, however, is tightly integrated with Google's applications and services. I use Google Apps all the time for work and fun. When it comes to cloud integration, there's no question about it, Android is the one to beat. 10. Video calling. Google's main communication programs are Google Hangouts and Google Meet. With iPhones, it's FaceTime. FaceTime is a great video calling program. But if your whole family or work group is not using Apple, then you have to revert to Google's communication programs or Zoom anyway. 11. Cameras. Simply put, you can't beat Samsung's 10 times optical zoom. Here Android takes another win. 12. Software choice. Once upon a time, you could argue that there were better apps in one app store than the other. These days, it's pretty much a tie. Besides, with almost 3.5 million apps on the Google Play Store and 2.2 million on the Apple App Store, it's not like you're ever going to run out of apps to play with. 13. Price. This is an easy one, iPhones are expensive. Ultimately, the decision between Apple and Android comes down to personal preference and the specific features and capabilities you value most in a mobile device. It's important to do your research and weigh the pros and cons of each platform before making a decision. But hopefully this has given you some direction as to how to choose. Remember, Leo really gets it done with expert help and support to get you working better, faster, and smarter. The Gecko Tech team is committed to give you expert advice if you're a business or professional user wanting to get more out of your Apple products. Why not drop us a mail at info@geckotech.co.za and get your business working, with less stress and frustration and more solution and support. Find Gecko Tech on all social media platforms. Follow, like, share and subscribe for more. Or visit our website to find a selection of genuine Apple products at amazing prices. Shop today for unbeatable convenience and quality assurance only available at authorized stores such as ours. And remember that we deliver to your door countrywide. Till next time. Goodbye.